Welcome to this Artist Spotlight interview. I love to bring artists on that can share their story and just be an encouragement and inspiration to you. And today I have Marie, who's also known as Beebee. Hey, Marie.
Hi, Shelly.
And Marie is the married mother of 4 girls. Wow, you got a lot of girls.
Yes,
Your,
yes.
your husband's outnumbered.
We do have a Leo. He's a golden retriever, so
There you go.
we have a boy dog.
Yeah. Marie, in 2016, Marie fell in love with lettering. That was the year I fell in love with lettering too. And at first it was just a hobby, but soon it became so much more. So Marie now has an Etsy shop, which you can find her at etsy.com/shop/BB's letters. And on Instagram, which is instagram.com/BB's letters. So thank you so much for being here, Marie. And as we just kind of get started, share a little bit about your art journey. Like, have you always been an artist, or is this something that kind of came up later in life?
So I think that I've always had like a creative side.
Yes.
In elementary, not well, middle school, high school, and then I've always written songs and different artsy type things, but I definitely didn't get into art per se until about 3 years ago, when you read my bio, when I started lettering. And I was going through a difficult time in my life, and lots of different things were happening and changing, and I needed something more than what I had. And I started an Instagram account, started watching these people do this amazing lettering, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do whatever, I have to do that. So
Yes.
That's when it started.
That's awesome. And I've heard that from many people that get started into lettering because it's so therapeutic, but also painting can be the same way, other mediums. It's just art can be some of the best therapy, like when you're going through a difficult time and then you realize how much that you love it. And like you said, you've always been creative. So I love that. After you started getting into the lettering and just seeing everything, did you hesitate to start a business with it, or was it just something that just came kind of like the natural next step for you?
I would say a little bit of both, because it felt like it was definitely the natural next step and people were encouraging me to do so. And God was kept placing things like on my lap, and almost like God was telling me, hey, it's time to do this, Marie.
Yeah.
People are inviting me to teach like lettering at a Bible journaling retreat. And I'm like, oh, well, I could do that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So one thing led to another, and I did decide finally to start my Etsy shop and, start like a Facebook page and start selling things. So, but I definitely did hesitate at first, for sure.
Yeah. When did you actually take that step? How long ago was that?
So that was October of 2017 is when I opened my Etsy shop, because I knew Christmas was coming up and I knew that was like a huge time for Etsy. And so I said, I need to get some stuff up there. So when I started it finally,
yes,
it was probably like October 30th, because I'm a procrastinator when it comes to something that's new, I procrastinate until I have to do it, and then I make myself do it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of creatives can relate to that, just putting those things off that feel hard. It's like you just want to create and you want to, whether it's writing or art or lettering. And so would you have any advice for someone who might be in the same spot right now? They know that they're to open an Etsy shop, or that's been on their list for a while, but they haven't done it yet.
Just do it. The nice thing about Etsy is you don't have to have a shop full of things. Just add one thing a week, and if it's not working out, then you can just take it down and try something else. That's how kind of your story went. So you just,
Yeah, it's so low risk. You're not putting a ton of money up front for a web designer or hosting. They do all of that for you, and it's super easy just to get started. And I think when I first opened my Etsy shop, I just, I just put something up and I got going in a couple hours. And, you just learn as you go, really. And that's what's really awesome is that, you know, you can do that. And so like, where are you right now in your art career? Like, what kind of opportunities have opened up for you? What kind of things are you doing, or are you planning here in the near future?
So I have lots of plans
Yeah.
down on paper, you know.
Yeah.
But right now I have a lot of, I actually started doing some wood sign lettering. And so I
Awesome.
just finished one this morning and I have like 2 more to do. And just, I'm keeping busy with things that God's just sending to me. So also, a big thing is our Braille cards on our Etsy shop. That's probably
Nice.
been my biggest seller, and it's a
Mhm.
very kind of specialized kind of niche thing. And
Yeah.
I guess to go back to like to encourage people is to really just be true to yourself, and you know,
Yeah.
do something that you know that means something to you. And I think that people see that in your art when you know, create something
Right.
that you, and not maybe and I don't want to say like a copy because nobody ever intends to do that, but you know what I mean.
Right. Like, there's certain experiences, there's certain things that you have that make you unique. And it was interesting. I was just reading the business book called The Pumpkin Plan, and he talks about this of like really like, focusing in on like, what is the one thing that really makes you different or helps you to stand out amongst all the competition. And this is something that, explain a little bit why you decided to create these Braille cards.
Well, it was when I started my Etsy shop, and it was right before Christmas. Then I said to my husband, who happens to be blind, so there's the first inspiration.
Right.
My husband does Braille, and I was like, well, we could have Braille Christmas cards. And
Oh, fun. I didn't know
yeah,
that.
so that was the first part, and I designed, you know, the cover of the card, which was just merry and bright, and I embossed it. I did hand embossing on it with my lettering, and I was like, well, this is a way that we kind, you know, it's visually appealing to people that are sighted, but then
Right.
for the blind recipient or low vision recipient, it's something very unique because it's actually you can walk into Hallmark and you might find one Braille card and it will say
Right.
happy birthday, and that's it. So
Right.
what we do is they can put a personalized message in Braille on the inside too.
Oh,
We've had lots of comments and reviews like, oh, this is their first, you know, Braille card they ever got, and it's just really exciting. So
yeah.
it's we love
I,
it, and he
I
loves
love
helping
that.
me with it because he does all the Braille. And
Of course. Well, I love it, first of all, because, you and your husband are working together, as a team, but, your husband knows, like, being in that demographic, what it feels like to
Yep,
not have that, like, you're serving a need that
right.
isn't really being filled by very many people. And like, I could never do that. I don't know how. Like, I couldn't do that. Like, so you have, specialized ability, and then you have the skills with the lettering and the art to combine those. So I just love that. And I just love the fact that, that's out there. And I just hope that, God just continues to, open doors for you in that area as well.
Thank you.
And so another thing that I've noticed that you're doing is that you are a brand ambassador for a company. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah, I became a brand ambassador for Bria Reese last June, and they had kept reposting some of my artwork, which I do a lot with, like watercolor, very colorful, bold,
Yeah.
you know, watercolor washes. And they started reposting some of my things. And I said, well, I wonder if they need any ambassadors because I love their stuff. I'm already, you
Yeah.
know,
You're
hard
already
to
buying
ship
it.
all the time. So, so they, we went ahead with that last June. And then in January, they asked me to start doing YouTube videos for them. So if you go to briareese.com, like every third or fourth video will be done by me. So it's pretty exciting. I love doing it. So, and you
Yeah.
know, gives me the opportunity to do even more art because they send me really fun supplies to try out. And, you know, it's fun. You
Yeah.
know?
And then you had told me that they actually do pay you for the videos, right? For their
Yeah.
YouTube channel.
Yep.
So that's just another form of income too. And so you just never know, like those of you listening or watching, you never know what opportunities might open up for you. And, being a brand ambassador, especially if you already use their supplies and things, can be a very great collaboration. I'm a brand ambassador right now for Zebra company, and I love their pens. Like it is truly one of my favorite pens to use. And so, it's just a great partnership that I've had with them as well. Well, for those that are listening and, have thought about like doing this, do you have any practical advice for them and any tips that you would like to share about just growing an art business?
Well, I would say definitely, like I think I said it before, like just, be true to yourself and do what you love. And
Yeah.
I feel like you'll become comfortable. Like, I feel like that's kind of where I'm at now, is like, I'm beginning to become comfortable with what it is that, not just what I'm good at, but like a combination of what I'm really good at and what I love to do too. And you don't know until you try things, you might try it and be like, oh, I don't like this, so I'm not going to be good at it because I hate it.
Yeah.
So just if you've already found something that you love to do, just keep doing it. And I would encourage you to, I don't, I love Instagram just because it's really an encouraging community. The art community is very encouraging, and I've made a lot of really good friends. Becky Spring Valley Art, like she lives an hour away from me. Who would have known? And when I asked her to do our floral challenge together, that I had no idea that she lived an hour away from me.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Talk about your floral challenge a little bit that you guys do together.
So after I love lettering, and I said if there was anything I could do besides lettering, I would love to learn to draw florals. I got Ali Koch's Modern Florals book, and I just loved it, ate it up for real,
Yeah.
And then I said, I'd really love to do a floral challenge. And at first it was like florals and lettering, and I was like, well, who am I going to ask to do this with? There's so many like amazing people, and I don't know, there was just something about Becky, and I was like, I'm going to ask her. So we actually, this month, it's been a year. So every month we put out prompts for florals or for flowers, a different flower every other day. And we have our own floral spring. It's called Spring Your Florals. So if you go to Spring Your Florals on Instagram, we have a small community building up there. I think we already have like over 5,000, close to 5,000 posts to the hashtag.
Wow.
And we have about close to 400 followers. So it's really fun. It's just,
Yeah.
It's fun to encourage people and see what other people do. And, you might be like, oh, I would never do that. But I think that's awesome that, like, I wouldn't even think things that you would never think to do, somebody else would do. And it's just beautiful. So.
Yes. Yeah. And so check out their Instagram also at Spring Your Florals, right? That's what it's Spring Your Florals, and join in the fun. So talk just a little bit about some advantages to joining challenges.
Well, actually, your challenge was one of the first challenges I ever joined before I even had an art account on Instagram.
Awesome.
So the benefit is just that you meet other people, you find friends, and they're commenting on your piece that you entered into the challenge, posted for the challenge, and then you're going and seeing theirs, and it's just a really fun way to get your art out there. It's just not sitting on the table,
right.
In the meantime, while you're thinking about all these business ideas, you're getting encouragement, and you're meeting people and having fun and learning, really.
Yeah, there's such a great community. And then it's also accountability. So like, just to keep creating, because I was reading something the other day, and they said there was a study that was done of people that were told in a photography class, okay, you have to just create the best, most perfect one image for your final project. And the other group was told to create hundreds of photos and pick the best, few or something. And they said by far the ones that practiced and did the hundreds over and over and over and over had the very best images of the entire class, because it was just getting out and practicing. Whereas when you're trying to get that one perfect thing, you get stuck in the perfection and the studying and, all of these things and not actual doing. So I think challenges really help you to get out there and just practice and be consistent.
Yeah.
And so I love that. But yeah, it's a great way to meet people. It's so encouraging and fun, and all of that as well. So I love that. So you've taken a couple of my Etsy courses, Etsy Entrepreneur, and Etsy Shop Makeover. And, just share a little bit, how did those help you? Because you had already launched your Etsy shop by then. Like what kind of things did you learn by going through those courses?
I hadn't yet learned to digitize my artwork yet. So that was one of the big things about Etsy Entrepreneur. Yeah. So I definitely went through like your step-by-step and learned how to digitize, which is really exciting because it takes your art and allows you to like duplicate it however many times, to be able to reuse it. So that's definitely one of the big things with your Etsy Entrepreneur course. Also, all of the resources that you share that I know, I'm one of those people that thinks I can go out there and I can figure all this stuff out on my own, but oh my gosh, I don't have time to do that. I have 2 kids and a husband and and I really don't want to do that because I would rather just be sitting here lettering and painting than trying to find out how to do this, even though I want to, so it's a huge time saver to be able to go through and to go back and reference, all of what you have there in the course and the resources and, even just helping to build and rebuild my Etsy shop. And in Etsy Makeover too. So, I went through, there was things that I didn't realize that I could do in Etsy that, I implemented and just, it made my life a little easier, So.
Yes, absolutely. And I was just thinking about how now that you've learned digitizing, you can have cards printed and then your husband can put the Braille on those cards.
Sure.
There's just so many things you can do, once you learn that skill, but so incredible. I'm so excited to see all that you're doing and just how you're also just glorifying God with everything that you do. And, that's just your heart for, for your life. So do you have any closing comments or anything else that you'd like to share?
I kept saying it. I'm going to say it again. Just be true to yourself and do what you love to do. And, if you are a Christian and you're a believer, like Shelly just said, like do it as unto the Lord, and God will bless it, if that's your heart's desire to have some type of art business and encourage people and, and that's my biggest thing for sure. Just that.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. And thank you so much for all you do and the inspiration that you are. What's the easiest way for people to connect with you if they want to connect with you further or find out more about what you offer in your shop?
Definitely both Instagram and Etsy. So Instagram, it just Beebee's Letters, and it's BEEBEES Letters. And my Etsy shop is also Beebee's Letters. So yeah, either one of those.
Yeah. So
I'm always there. If you have questions, I'll be happy to talk to you. So.
Yeah. Definitely go check her out, follow her on Instagram, check out her challenge at Spring Your Florals. But if you know anyone that is blind or that could benefit from the cards that she offers, definitely go check that out. Take advantage of how they're serving a need in that community and spread the word. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for being here. And thank you all for listening in today. And I will talk to you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey, YouTube friends. We're so glad that you're here. Make sure that you click the red subscribe button and then click the bell next to it to make sure that you're subscribed and that you'll get notifications when we post new videos for you. Before you leave, I wanted to share with you a free gift. I have a free training called How You Can Earn a Full-Time Income as an Artist, a $97 value for free. And you can sign up for that free gift at yourcreativeadventure.com/artist income. And if you've wanted to turn your passion for art into income, then this training is for you. So you're gonna learn 10 real life examples of what's working today to earn money as an artist. They're real life case studies. I'm going to share with you how diversifying your income can help you grow your art business much faster. You may struggle if you're relying on one income stream only. You'll learn how to sell your artwork online, the specific partnerships you should consider as an artist, and 2 passive income streams that can be very profitable. And the cool thing is that artists that have taken this free training are getting results. For example, Valerie Lynn said 10 days after watching the webinar, she had already sold $400 worth of art. And Shannon Santa Maria said that after watching the webinar, she took the risk and took her work to a boutique and sold over half of her items. What do you have to lose? There are so many opportunities for us as artists today. Sign up for free at yourcreativeadventure.com/artist income, and then let me know your takeaways and your results. Tag me at Your Creative Adventure. I can't wait to help you make money as an artist doing what you love. This is Shelly Hitz. Thank you so much for joining me in this free training.